Hi, today I want to talk to you about communication, how to interact with each other when there's some tension in the air. Now here's the clue, tension in the air. When we are two separate individuals on the surface, we tend to communicate this way. Right? But at the source, we are all connected. Right here is where we are one. Then we become the many. Duality starts, polarity starts. If we approach one another and our issues on this level, on the level of the problems, then we are treating them as something that is real, that is in the relative. Of course, the best way to deal with problems is to transcend them, to have the influence of meditation. And that light will radiate and influence everything, including our interactions. But even then, we sometimes have issues with one another. And here is something that I found helpful. Go to your body. Marcia is very clear on how to deal with a situation when emotions come up. Feel the emotion, save the psychology, do not go into the story, and go to the body. Go to the body, go down with an elevator inside your own body and feel where the hurt is, where the pain is, where the sadness, the grief, the anger, the anxiety, the fear, whatever it is, wherever it is in your body, feel it there. You, the infinite, unbounded, bliss eternal, invincible being that you are. You have enough of that, of your own inner awareness, to lend to the body where it feels as if there is some hurt, some pain, some duality. Be there. It will dissolve. Maybe it'll get a little stronger at first, and it's like a child who comes running to you and clings to you because they have an owie. But after some time they relax. If you are present with the sensation in the body, feeling it in the body, it will dissolve. And sometimes because feeling is very close to transcending, you transcend, and when you transcend there are no problems, right? At that point you transcend inwardly and dissolve the problem from there. And you come out and suddenly you don't have that hurt anymore. You can still think of the situation and maybe have a little bit of leshavidya, a little bit of leftover gripe, but you know now what to do with it. Look for it in you. Okay? Now, if both people do this, great. That is ideally the way to interact. Most people in the world, we are not able to do that. So here's something, just even to hear it and to know it may make a little difference. It certainly made a difference for me. When you are feeling something, a feeling coming up inside you, a feeling coming up inside you, and you have a reaction, and you think the other person is the culprit, watch where that feeling is inside of you in your body, and at the same time know intellectually and also maybe experientially who you really are. You, both of you, are the one at the source. And because there's no problem here, but being got bored and wanted to create, it created duality, it created two of itself, or a gajillion. Of course, there is duality. Of course, once the one manifests, there will be polarity. There is no problem here, there's only solution here. But once you manifest, problem and solution are both in the relative, into people, into events. Same with desire. There's no desire here. Once it manifests, you have desire and fulfillment, because at the source, the two are one. At the source, in oneness, there is neither desire nor fulfillment. But as soon as it manifests, there's desire. And rather than looking, oh my God, where is the fulfillment? Assume that the fulfillment is already there, because it is, right? It's already there. You couldn't have a desire without there being a fulfillment. You couldn't have a problem without there already being a solution. And here's the tricky bit that I mentioned at the beginning. When you feel tension in the air, you are literally referring to the space in between you. Because who are you? You are this. Okay? You are the one. You're not your stresses. You're not even your reactions. You are always the one. But because we interact in duality, something gets created that is, if you want, the devata between the rishi and the chandas. It gets created out of that process. So all the tension, all the and hurdy hard and everything happens in the space, in the interaction between two people. So what do? You acknowledge that it is something in the space, and then you deal with the space. You can, ideally, if you have somebody who agrees with that notion also, then it's easier. Then you both look at that space. Then you both look, instead of looking at each other for a solution or for a problem or for the cause, you look at this. Oh, that's interesting. Do you feel that too, that tension right now? Do you feel that hurty heart? Do you feel that welling up anger? Do you feel that suppressed tension? By the way, all anger is nothing but suppressed sadness. And we see that mostly in guys to this point, and sometimes in women too. We were also sometimes told it's not okay to cry and to be tough and to be strong. When we tell a little child who is a female and comes running to us with an owie, oh, poor baby, we hug her and we go, oh, let me kiss it, it'll be all right, oh, off you go. She can dissolve it within a minute. If the child is a boy and we tell him, oh, that's nothing, don't be such a wuss, be a man, stop crying, the boy will maybe run away earlier than the girl, but he will carry with him the feeling that it was not okay to be sad, to be hurt, and to show his emotion because he got slapped. So, because we all have those wounds in us to varying degrees, it's so important that we acknowledge to each other that they are not us, that they are something that is other than us, that comes from the past. And you can dissolve it in a way that I described previously, feeling it in the body, and then there are other ways of dealing with it, which I will make more videos about. Tapping is a wonderful way. The way I do it integrated with voice and breath is just a miracle, and I'll go into that in some other tape. But for now, just remember, you are not your stresses. You are not the problem. You're also not the solution. You are beyond both. You are both. Okay? Because you know this, you can now be somebody who can communicate with non-violent communication. And you can look that up. It's Marshall Rosenberg who invented that, who felt it as a way of communicating in a way that's more loving and more truthful. He makes very cute tapes about it with puppets. But for now, just know that there is something, because we are two suddenly, or many, that got created that is not us. And if we identify it, as an entity, it's easier to talk about it. Then you can say things like, when I hear you say something, then it has that effect in me. It hurts my feelings, or it makes me uncomfortable. Whatever it is. When you have the bravery of talking about yourself as the infinite, feeling something that got caused by something without attacking, and you put it in this space, this is your safe space, okay? This is a safe space where you can communicate without hurting just feelings. Put it out there, put it into that space, whatever you want to say. And then you refer to yourself and the other as the one that could not hurt anybody. Okay? Be aware of who you really are. And to find out who you really are, learn TM if you haven't learned it yet. And practice TM regularly, morning and evening, to remember on a regular basis, oh right, there's no problem. I'm always the one. I'm always bliss, eternal, peace, ease, that feeling. That will come up in your life more and more. And then, if situations come up where you feel tension, feel the tension and put it in this space. Dissolve it on the inside in your body with this technique, and acknowledge it to the other person as something you are feeling because there is something that you both want to work out. And then work on that, okay, together, ideally. Talk about it as if you're trying to fix that person. We always are very good wanting to fix other person, gossiping, or we try not to, but every now and then it happens, that we talk about that person, how that person is mean or stupid or whatever. If you acknowledge what you're feeling as almost something else got created, that you want to call this person's attention to, that you then both together solve, then all this is and will be is a reflection of who you really are at the source, which is the oneness of love. All right? So, I hope this helped. It helped me very much last night and this morning when I had a couple interactions with very lovey people. And it's always with the lovey ones that we have that, isn't it? And because it really helped me, I wanted to share it with you. All right, so practice it, meditate, and when you come out, be that light. Remember who you are. And if there is an interaction with other, remember that it's only because you stepped into the realm of the relative, where there is polarity, where there is duality. But it's also interesting and fun, because if you've ever had the experience of Brahman consciousness, where you're one with all suddenly, and the nervous system isn't ready, as blissful as it is, it can also be a little bit lonely, because you realize there is only the one. All the interaction between two people, between you and other, is non-existent. It is always yourself you are interacting with. Everything is literally yourself, every single person. So that's why treat others how you want to be treated yourself. That's why when you feel sad, when you feel something in you, dissolve it in you, and then you dissolve it in the other also. And make this your safe space. With whomever you have something, say, be brave enough to say, you know, I'm feeling this right now. Could it be that we both created this? Do you feel this too? What should we do about it? And that puts it into this safe zone where nobody feels attacked. Nobody feels they have to barricade themselves or defend themselves. Because there's no other, there's only self, noticing that something got created that we want to deal with. All right? Good. That was a little longer than I was thinking, but I hope it helped you. It helped me, and I will see you again very soon. Lots of love. Mwah. Bye-bye.